to yet another match of the Touhou Project Mania Cup 4th iteration. We are now going into the finals bracket. We are slowly approaching the summit of this tournament once and for all, and with that, we're going to be seeing our first match on the Twitch channel happening right here. It'll be none other than Chodan C12 versus Retirados and Peligrosos Seed 5, a rematch from the round of 16 from earlier on. Both of these teams having made such remarkable progress throughout this entire tournament, and they're going to be facing off against each other once more for the last time to see who is going to be remaining for the finals conditionals. But besides that, I'm your host, Epic Man 2, and joining alongside me in commentary is going to be none other than Era Sunny. How's it going?
Hello. I am doing all right. Thank you for that intro, Epic Man. But yeah, we are approaching the tail end of this tournament. We are practically on the home stretch, and we are going to be rounding out this losers bracket to see who will have to verse off against the either Gravity Coil or Mahjong Soul official in next week's grand finals. So this is the first out of two matches first out of the two conditionals that will be played for whoever wins this match. And it looks like it's gonna be, I believe that's a full Korean team. I know Nod and Poker Fanboy are both, I believe Gex as well, GX.
Yeah, correct. Chodan is like a full South Korean team, and then Retirados and Peligrosos is like half Brazilian, half Chilean.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some scary names. We're seeing Marcinho, an LN legend. My Angel Kokomi, also known as Briku. And then, of course, you can't really go without talking about Miyuchi, or also known as Miyuka, as they are pretty much the star for this team, as they have pretty much any map that you can throw at them. They have been an absolute god playing, getting insane ratio, like 998 king every map. But you can't sleep on Chodan. They are the underdogs in this match, going in at 12 seed. Poker Fanboy and Nod being one of the strongest players one of the most consistent players that I've ever seen. You can give them anything and they can pretty much pull off the same as what Miyuka did. Same with Poker Fanboy. It's just going to be up to Citra and Gex to see if they can be those two backup players for whatever situation it may be. So I think I don't know if we'll be getting into those roles or whatnot, but yeah, we have gotten to the roles. It looks like Chodan has won the role, so they will be going for that first pick of this match.
Yeah, Chodan winning the roles. First thing, 60 to 27 from Retirados. They have quite a bunch of options on the table, as we can see here. They've got about they've got about like 8 of these rice maps and also like 5 of these Ellen maps. And knowing that Retirados is like a very strong team on like any of these categories, especially, I think it would probably I think they would have to go for something that can like maybe pierce their shields. Retirados is a very threatening team after all, so they're gonna really need something that can like really work out for them. Maybe something that's like practically a bit more physical. On the other hand, maybe maps like Heavenly Net Breaking Worlds, or perhaps like some of these like straightforward maps like Crazy Alien or Don't Let You Down, perhaps. But there's still so many options that can be just simply protected here on to start off with, really.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're probably going to protect something on the more hard side. Maybe go for one of those X picks for the Rice or the LN side of things. Because I know, like I mentioned earlier, Marcinho is an LN god. It's just, will there be somebody that will back them up? I know Briku, also known as My Angel Kokomi, I believe has some LN ties as well, and is a fairly strong player as well. But we're gonna have to see. As honestly, they can just spin a wheel and pick for whatever they want here. They have pretty much anything. I mean, unless there's something that they're very uncomfortable with, I can definitely make sense for something like maybe one of the hybrids or one of the LN picks, as they have been extremely dense. Maybe a Desire to Disappear mapped by Imperial would definitely be kind of like an avoid.
Yeah, absolutely. A Desire to Disappear is like the wild card, one of the Allen wild cards of this entire map pool. So it will definitely make sense, like, to ban that one in one factor, considering the fact that it is fairly technical and it's also like one of the longest Allen maps in the map pool. Only basically around the with only LN5 being around the same length, which is Lost Remote Type A Personality by Castella. So there is basically a lot of options for like what you can really like just protect here. So I think, yeah.
I mean, we are just getting word that apparently Blue Team only has Marcinho present, so maybe I guess. Oh, so there's probably the 15. I don't know how long the forfeit timer is. I would assume maybe 15 or 10 minutes. I did not read the forum post.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, the forfeit timer should be like 4 minutes. So I think it would have to be like within the next 4 minutes that they're gonna have like they're gonna need like more than one person present. Otherwise, it's gonna be a win by default.
Yeah, the match can be postponed for up to 10 minutes, and if there is still no player on the side of Retirados, then unfortunately it's going to be a win by default for Chodan, and they will be moving on to their conditional match. But that's not safe to say that they're immediately out just yet. They still have about 3 minutes left to just pray for somebody to turn on their computer and hop on.
Yeah, that is literally the last thing that you'd ever want, like, going into a late game match like this. Like, basically, when you go into, like, such a dense, like, match that you're really gonna need, like, your all for, then you're definitely gonna need, like, your strongest potential for the team. And you're really gonna need the sole, like, craftwork of teamwork alone to keep you afloat. And if Retirados is not able to, like, afford that, then that is going to like be insanely problematic for them. And I would not, and even if I was like in their shoes, that would honestly be like one of the worst things that I would have to like experience in a tournament setting when I'm in the late game already.
Yeah, probably one of the worst things that can happen in a tournament like this. I mean, the only thing worse can be just like having this exact same predicament, but in grand finals. I know there have been tournaments where teams or players have just made it to semifinals just sheerly based off of forfeits and win by defaults.
Yeah,
and it's like one of the funniest things ever. They haven't played a single game, and yet they're about to be able to place a podium spot in semifinals winners.
They're just carrying a bazooka on their back and waiting until they make it to semis free. They just don't want us to say anything just yet.
Yeah, but I don't know. There hasn't been any signs of life from any of the player chats, from Marcinho or their team. So time is ticking. Just roughly a minute left, and oh my goodness. Wait. We need to quote this and put it in the Hall of Fame. Nod. This is crazy.
Wait, what? What happened?
I'm drunk AF and haven't been playing for a week. That is a sentence.
Oh my god.
I don't know if we have like Hall of Fames here, but that is going in the imaginary Touhou Cup Hall of Fame right there.
No, that's actually a crazy statement. Oh my god. Bro, I have a feeling that, like, I feel like no one's actually, like, properly prepared for this match. Like, this is only at, like, 14 UTC or something like that, like, at the moment, but it seems like both teams just seem to be at some sort of disadvantage. I mean, Retirados, the Peligrosos is, like, kind of in the dark, and then we just have Nod that's just drunk at the moment, like feeling a bit tipsy there. Like, that's kind of Well, that's not really the scenario that you really want to like be in for a finals match, honestly. But who's to blame here? No one.
Honestly, I believe it could be for scheduling problems. They probably just had to do a last-minute schedule. But I have no idea, as it looks like the ref is going to be extending it to 14:15 UTC, so that's 5 more minutes to at least find somebody that's online. It does not have to be your full team. It just has to be a second player to fill in for just to have a two-player team, even just to fill in, so it doesn't immediately go to a forfeit.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that we've paused the 10-minute timer, we are basically like 10 minutes already into the stream itself, and it seems like we still don't even have a signal of life on the side of Retirados. It's only Le Marcino like filling that spawn. We don't know what is the current status of anyone else, really.
Yeah, maybe we can get a buzzer beater and Mewtwo just joins in right when the clock hits 14:15. Maybe that's their strategy.
Oh my god,
just
imagine.
like try to like drain it out as fast as possible. Or,
yeah,
like as slowly as possible this time.
Maybe it's just part of the mind game scheme. Like they're probably just like waiting out the time just to like make Chodan like dewarm like after they would have already warmed up or something, just to like try and get themselves like some form of advantage. But that I have a feeling that this might not be like the case here. Like I have a feeling that the people on Retirados are just like not available like at all, like genuinely or something.
Yeah, and it's saying apparently one is studying, one is working, and the other one is studying and overslept. Oh boy.
No.
Yeah, don't worry. That happened to me a few times where I've overslept matches. Nearly overslept this one, actually.
I mean, it's okay. It's no one's fault, really. I mean, like, when these circumstances happen, then it's... Oh, wait.
Wait. Marcinho's telling us to hold on.
We're holding on.
All caps. Could there be a sign of life from somebody?
We are holding on right now. We are holding fire. Could someone actually be available?
Holding on for a hero, please. He responded. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, wait. I think Muka just woke up. Is that actually what happened here?
Muka has woken up from their slumber.
Damn, oh my god. Lucky!
It was that 5-minute extension that did it. Now they just have to report to the lobby by 2 minutes from now.
Oh my god.
That is a Hail Mary, if I say so myself.
That is an absolute clutch if I've seen one. Just like, just making it into the match, like, just close to when it's about to just end up resulting in a win by default situation. They managed to save their position by at least waking up, like, just shortly before the timer happened. But now everything is basically in such a massive rush now. There was really, like, not so much time for anything, really. And, like, it's really either that Retirados does, like, forfeit, or they just surprisingly continue either way, even if, like, both of these teams are probably going to be, like, held down or something like that due to the circumstances.
Yeah, Nod looks like they're going to step out for this lobby. They aren't feeling the greatest. Probably going to hit the hay is what they're saying, but as time ticks, just presence in the lobby will do it, and there's only 10 seconds left, and we are continuing with the match procedure, so maybe Maybe there's a sign.
Potentially, yeah. It seems like Retirados isn't gonna be the. It seems like Chodan is gonna be rolling first, but they are. We have yet to see if like we are actually gonna be starting the match or if it's just going to end as it is. Considering that this is like a relatively unfortunate state for like both these teams. Oh, Yuka's in!
My
God!
God! He has woken up from his slumber, ladies and gentlemen.
We might be back. Oh my God!
And now it's if it all came according to plan.
Oh my God! Literally, this is exactly what I was saying earlier. I thought that it wasn't likely that like Retirados was actually gonna get more members like in the lobby, but it seems like this match might actually be going forward after all in the end. And Kokomi's online as well. Oh my God, that's 3 out of 4 players on Retirados already. Oh my God.
Yeah, Briku is here. So it looks like they're slowly forming their team back. They're just missing one more player, but thankfully it's not going to be a forfeit. But apparently Nod said they were going to go to sleep, but it looks like they are going to actually stay for this match. So
Yeah.
gonna have to wait for those picks or protects, as it is Chodan's Protect.
Yeah, after quite some time when anticipating what Chodan was gonna be protecting, I suppose that I hope that we see it like come around soon, because we have spent quite a bunch of time like waiting for anything really to happen up until now, since we only just barely made it out past the when by default mark like being hit, and that bell did not end up ringing for anyone. So I hope that we do see Chodan make a decision like relatively soon, because we're already about 16 going 17 minutes into the match already.
Yeah, we are going way over schedule with this, but just waiting for maybe the chat is bugging, as no, they just haven't decided. Honestly, I mean, when you're up against a team like Retirados, it is extremely hard to figure out what you want to pick, because you have, or what you want to protect. There's so many options. I feel like we're late into the match where you can pick anything and it won't really matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, I've already basically just said like all that I was like thinking of saying, just about the fact that Chodan still is yet to pick a protect. We're already like so long into the match. I guess at this point we're probably just gonna have to keep waiting and maybe hope for some life on the side of Chodan as well, at least.
Don't tell me their players just left and now it's Chodan with one player.
No, that would actually be such an awful reversal, bro. Like, just the fact that Retirados was only in that state earlier for 15 minutes and clutched it at the end. Now Chodan just suffering like right after. That would honestly be one of the worst like Uno reverse cards I would have seen in this tournament so far.
But I don't know. They're just taking their time. Have we thrown in an MP timer? I know for some stupid reason Laser doesn't pick up MP commands anymore, which is really stupid.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know. I would hope that there would have been one like thrown out, but at the same time, like, I can't really see it.
Yeah. Maybe
And the chat got relogged. Oh, sorry.
Maybe maybe I need to get my eyes checked.
Maybe all of us need to get our eyes checked, I'd say. Mine included. Yeah, seems like the IRC chat had been refreshed earlier on. Now we don't see any of the messages that were sent like prior. I wonder if this means anything because we're already like nearly 20 minutes into the match.
They switched to a new room apparently is what we're getting told by the ref of this match, is that they're switching to a new lobby, so that's why the IRC client is, or the IRC is just being very funny as of now.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the time streams tend to be relatively silly like that, and especially knowing that I think that they're going into like a new lobby, it seems like we've spent so much time like waiting for the match to start. I have no idea what is meant to be happening now.
We just sit and wait until they get this protect out of the way, because I'm starting to get tired. Oh my goodness!
Finally!
We finally got one.
Finally!
Alright.
The Ellen map.
LN2 makes sense. Honestly, if you're gonna go for an LN pick, go for LN2, as that's the more lenient, density-based LN. And gonna see what Retirados wants to go for. They can pretty much, like I said, go for anything they want to. I'm thinking maybe something in the rice department, however. Yep, rice 2.
Yep. Yeah, gonna be seeing both LN2 and Rice 2 being protected, and now going for like some of the more like straightforward, I'd argue, like maps in general. Like Rice 2 is like basically some really fast-paced jump stream at 270 BPM, contrary to what the song might actually like leave you to expect. And LN density being and LN2 being sort of similar, except it's slower, nearly 200, maybe around 200 BPM or something. And essentially is just some LN jump stream, basically. So now we're going to be seeing Retirados pulling out their ban. I have a feeling that they're probably going to go for an LN ban. Probably ban something like a desire to disappear or type A personality, LN4 or LNX.
Yeah, probably, if I were to take a shot in the dark, probably LN4 out of the, or no, yeah. Oh, Rice 5, okay. I did not expect that pick, but yeah, it makes sense if you want to get rid of that pick.
Interesting. And it seems like Chodan's going to be banning LN5. So that's both Rice 5 and LN5 out of the equation. And Chodan stepping up a bit in speed. It seems that now it is their turn to pick. Finally, after quite a bunch of patience that we had to sort of exhaust here, we're gonna be going into the match as it is. We're gonna be seeing what Chodan has in store for Retirados in this rematch. And it seems like they're gonna be going immediately for the protect, so that's going to be LN2.
Yeah, gonna jump straight into LN2, and hopefully they have dewarmed, and we are going to get started pretty soon, finally, with the match.
Finally, after quite some time, by Jove, we are basically coming out of the caves now, going out of the dark, as this match finally makes a start. After quite some time spent, we're going to be seeing Homoneko sensation. Jesus Christ, I mispronounced it. But yeah, despite that, we're gonna be seeing. I think we're gonna be seeing Muka and Lemarcino like in for this match, for this map specifically, unless we see someone else play. I would not be surprised if Kokomi comes in for this one if they're feeling confident on it. And Poka joining the lobby. I have a feeling that they might be a potential player for this pick as well.
And a Poka fanboy actually switched sides for Retirados for a second, so alright, so it looks like we have the roster. Gonna be Myuka and Marcinho for Retirados, and then it's gonna be Poca Fanboy and Citra for Chodan.
So yeah. Now that both the teams are finally set in stone after quite some time, we're gonna be seeing LN2, the LN density pick, being picked out first. This is some LN density, relatively tight as well, at precisely 216 BPM and clocking in a nearly 3 minutes of runtime. This is definitely quite a dense map to be facing off against with any team really in a tournament setting such as this. So to see who is going to be taking that first point is to be seen.
Yeah, and I mean, it is a best of 13, first to 7 deal. So, I mean, you can give up a few break points early on. It's just going to come down to the late end of this match where you really need to look out for those break points. Try not to give up any, as that's where it matters the most, where most of the players are starting to get tired, because I mean, this will definitely be a close match. So I'm feeling like it's gonna be a close match between these two. So I would assume they're gonna get tired at the end. And we are going to get started, however. It feels good to see the playfield for once.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be LN2 as the first pick. And here we go, underway. Chodan starting early with a pretty solid opening, with Myuka finding an early break.
Yeah, so far, Chodan having the upper hand here as they manage to get that combo intact. It's only Poca Fanboy holding on to the 99.85% accuracy with Citra, only behind by just a few increments of accuracy. Myuka taking the first drop in the match earlier. So far, it seems like Retirados is at a bit of a disadvantage here, with Chodan basically getting past 6,000 score gap mark, with only Marcinho trying their best to match Citra, who is just stuck at 99.70% accuracy so far. Myuka basically building up their combo back up again, as well as the accuracy. But so far, I think for the time being, they're probably going to need someone on the side of Chodan to just find their first break as well if they want to even the score out a bit more. And that miss from Myuka there is not going to be the best of help here for the time being.
Yeah, that just jumped the lead by roughly 5,000 points or so, with just that one break from Myuka. And the highest accuracy on the side of Retirados is Marcinho right now, with a 99.6, trying to match what Citra has, but Poca Fanboy is just running away with this. They've climbed their accuracy up to the 99.8 range now.
Oh, but Citra takes the first. Oh, and takes a miss over there. That's going to just slightly decrease the score, but it was a relatively clean miss as well. So that's not going to shift matters for now, unless we see unless we see some sort of meltdown, or Poca taking some shots as well, going into the final quarter and taking that curse on accident. That's going to basically bring the score lead from Chodan just under the 10,000 mark, slowly, with Retirados bringing the score gap back onto their side. They just need maybe some more misses if they can find any, with Marcinho being the last remaining player holding onto the FC. But there is not enough time for the results to change as this map closes out.
Yeah, there's only this final part of the map, and I mean, if nothing happens, then yeah, it's gonna be an early point for Chodan. And wow, almost a 990 from Poca Fanboy. And Marcinho with a 987k FC, the only FC in the lobby, which is extremely impressive. But also, look at Poca Fanboy's score. They nearly 1-10 ratioed the map with only 4 misses.
Just imagine the score if it didn't even have those misses. Like, that would have definitely been an insane score going into the finals bracket already. But despite that, nothing to scoff at. So far, Chodan getting the first breakpoint with Retirados basically awaiting to make the next move as they potentially pick something that is going to be in their advantage. Probably going to, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and test the waters with like one of these Rice maps, either probably picking Rice too early on or potentially saving it for later and like going for one of the other available picks that are on the board for simplicity's sake.
Yeah, now it's going to be Retirados' turn to pick. Would not be surprised if they stay in the right, or they start to move up into that Rice range. Maybe Phantasmagoria is the way to go. Rice 4. It just depends if you're good at Jump Jack or not. And I know Miuka is a very solid Jack player, and I mean that by can get like single-digit 300 counts on maps like these. Sort of like the human autoplay. And Nod has returned with saying Halo.
Wait.
Hello,
yeah.
Nod.
Hello. It seems like they're going to be picking Rice X already. That's going to be Fleur de Night by Imperial Trinity. Already the Rice boss map going early into the match. Damn, Darren, today, aren't we, darling?
Nod is not liking that at all.
Probably one of the like more sensible like counter picks to make early into this match already from the side of Retirados, as I was definitely expecting them to pick a Rice map, but I was thinking that they were going to pick something like Rice 2 or something. Like, what do you mean you're starting this match off of like the boss Rice map? Like, jeez.
They must have had some insane warming up in the background that we don't know about.
Yeah, it's literally their nuclear bombs unleashed in this match alone, as we are going to be seeing PokeFanboy switching out for Geeks on the side of Chodan. So far, Retirados seems to have the same roster. Going to be seeing Muka and Limarcino, the Starwit duo of Retirados and and it seems like it's going to be Limarcino stepping out for a bit. I don't know if they're going to be switching with another player or... Oh, wait, what?
Hmm?
Oh, wait, no, never mind. I thought they just started the match without Marcino. Oh my god, I got scared for a second.
Now that would have been really funny.
Oh my god. We don't want to traumatize Retirados with the round of 16 situation anymore. We're already far past that. We need to, like, get some action, like, going on, really. Oh my days. Anyways, despite that, gonna be seeing both teams waiting out a bit. It doesn't seem like we're gonna be seeing any actual, like, member swaps on either team for the time being. I'd assume that this is going to be our finalized set for both teams on this boss map.
Yeah, we're gonna see Gex join in for this pick. PokeFanboy opting out for Gex for more of the Rice-based picks. And here we go. Retirados will be picking the Rice X map, and don't let that star rate fool you. It is not 5.28 stars. I may have not played the game for about 7 months, but I can tell you that this is not 5.28 stars.
Yeah, absolutely. This map being one of the, dare I say, most abrasive maps in this map pool, especially from a technical standard. This is only like 142 BPM approximately, but because of the fact that this is so insanely technical, you've got a lot of these jacks, but when you get into like these courses, you really get to see what this map is made of, especially in this sort of future rhythm-oriented like courses we can see here so far. Not throwing anyone off so far. So far, it seems to be Chodan that has the upper hand by only just nearly 2,000 points, as Limercino sort of dropped their axie down along the way and taking that miss, but Citra trades it as well. It's just going to even things out, as Chodan does not have the room they need to breathe going into this.
Yeah, Marcinho and Citra missed at the exact same time, but Citra finds another break, and that immediately fluctuates the lead to Retirados. But that's only roughly by 3,000 points or so. And here we go with a more dense, bursty kind of technical section with these brutal anchors. And it's not going to be catching up anybody there, but it's going to come around a second round. Here we go again. And everyone hitting that flawlessly with these kind of dump tech patterns, not throwing anyone off. And dare I say, a third anchor section. And how about we throw in another one?
Yeah, these long just taking so much of your control needed. It really does not phase any one of these players. You could basically just punch like one of these players in the nose and they're not gonna flinch. They're just gonna like they're just gonna stare you down and you're just gonna like shit yourself at that point. And which is exactly what they're all doing.
They are dialed in right now. As Retirados, they cannot afford anything, and same with Chodan, as one more miss can pretty much just throw a monkey wrench at what this score has grown. And here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Going into this next pre-course, we're gonna be going.
Oh
no!
Oh my God, no!
Well,
there's still more.
That has to be like one of the worst places to miss, like going into such a dense course, because like this course only builds off of the foundation that we have seen earlier. It introduces like a lot more of these like index streams, but Citra taking the miss is just going to bring the score really close to the side of Retirados. Are they going to be able to take it? Yuka trades it back as well, and it seems like at the end of the day, gonna be Chodan getting the break point again.
It's not enough. It was just Gex holding on to the FC at 992. And oh my God, Myuka nearly beating out Gex with one break in 1/100. Oh my goodness, and that is a break point on the side of Chodan. And dare I say that Myuka nearly tied with Gex. They were 300 points apart.
That is definitely something to really note down. Like, just the fact that Myuka was so tied in to playing this and just simply skimming through like a lot of these patterns, no matter how abrasive and just overall daunting they were. It was just the one miss that just prevented Myuka from just top scoring in the lobby. And so far, it seems like Chodan going to be picking LN1, going to be Tyrant No Soul. That's one of the timing hell maps in this map pool coming out, as we can see from the side of Chodan.
Yeah, this is the more timing hell based pick, like you mentioned. Lots of very uncomfortable releases, and looks like we're going to see a big roster change as 3 players besides Marcinho has left the lobby. Poker Fanboy probably going to join back, as they have been the LN anchor being on the side of Chodan. But for Retirados, maybe Briku, also known as Mayangel Kokomi, could come in.
Yeah, Kokomi being one of the LN players on the side of Retirados, it will definitely make like all the more sense for them to like come out for a pick like this. But at the same time, it feels like it's gonna be Myuka like just playing this map again, while Poker Fanboy gonna be subbing for Geeks. I would assume gonna be probably awaiting one of the LN players on their side to come in, I'd say.
Yeah, this is. It's getting to those points in the match where you really need to strategize who you put in for picks. as you cannot be giving up break points throughout this match. And good lucks are being sent in the chat, even though... Oh, there's Citra. Okay.
Peekaboo.
Looks like... as it looks like we have everybody in the lobby. So we will be readying up pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the third map of the whole match so far. Chodan with a 2-0 lead so far. They just need 5 more points to be able to seal the fate for Retirados once again. But we have yet to see Retirados really take some points here, really nab like some of these advantages that Chodan is probably going to be relying on so much, especially like within the Rice department, which I think would be their best bet, arguably, going up against Chodan here.
Yeah, we're just going to have to see, however, and I mean, we did see on LN2 that Marcinho was trying to put up one hell of an effort against Chodan, and even with Muka as well, getting that early break in LN2, they even tried their best to match the accuracies with the likings of Poker Fanboy, and they nearly did it as well. So, if just as long as they can keep their combo in check, that should be the key factor for them to maybe steal this point. As, yeah, you can definitely see these timing hells are not the most lenient.
Absolutely, and seeing that all the players so far in the lobby are basically in the same act field, it's only the drops from Marcinho and Muka that are gonna give Chodan the upper hand just by a bit only, but it's only such a slim layer of paper bow in terms of like how far of an advantage they have with this score. Going into the first course, they only have about a lead of about 3,000 points. It's basically like the second that one of these players, either Poker Fanboy or Citra, on the other hand, having the same exact accuracy right there, it's either that one of them are going to be dropping or their lead is going to be just guaranteed from one miss on the side of Retirados, which is something they cannot afford anymore going into this state.
But both these teams have just been dialed in extremely. The fact that score lead has stayed below 5,000 throughout the entire episode. Oh, Citra finding the first break of the match. That's gonna drop the score lead down to maybe even the triple digits if they can, if the bleeding happens. But Miyuka trades it back and Marcinho. That was 3 breaks, 2 from Marcinho, 1 from Miyuka. And now it's Poker Fanboy with the only FC in the lobby. That bumped the lead up by roughly 17,000 points.
Devastation at its finest. Both Muka and Marcinho taking the miss. Such a devastating one near towards the end of this map. There is not enough time for matters to change on the side of Chodan. Even with the one miss from Citra, that is not going to be enough at the end of the day. Going to be seeing Chodan just go 3-0 into this match on their second LN pick. Oh my god, this is definitely such an awful situation, especially with Poker Fanboy getting that 991k score and only 554 perfects.
What are you doing, Poker Fanboy? This is not human behavior.
Everything. That's what they're doing.
They are just simply built different.
Indeed, and despite that, Retirados is going to be looking to counter that with Rice Freeze. That's going to be the stamina pick. Going to be Crazy Aliens by GS Hina. So this one being a relatively dense, like, stamina hand stream map at such a fast speed as well. If I remember correctly, around the 250. This is around the 250 BPM or 260 BPM range. This is sure, yeah, 260 BPM. This is sure to really just falter anyone that does not come into this map unprepared, really.
Yeah, as I have stated before in matches like these, that you need to actually start playing the maps. You can't be going in on sight reads anymore.
Absolutely. Sight reads are essentially like the name of the game, like when it comes to early game. Like some players might not worry about like getting a good score as much in the early game, but it matters so much more in the finals bracket, for example. And I don't think most players seem to realize that these days. But despite that, going to be seeing like a pretty interesting lineup swap out from Chodan. Going to be seeing Geeks come in, and we're going to be seeing Nod play for the first time going into this match. The lineup on Retirados remains the same, remaining unchanged, going to be proving who really is the crazy aliens here. It's practically a battle between the extraterrestrials in this match, in this map alone. The battle of the fittest. Who is going to come out of this pick alive?
Gonna have to see. As will we see Retirados get on the board, or will Chodan extend their lead 4-0? We're gonna have to find out. Interesting to see Nod join in for this pick, and I mean Nod is a Rice Gauntlet, and I mean this is a more jump stream focused pick. As you can see, more stamina based with some hand stream sprinkled in, as it just goes on and on throughout this entire map. And those nasty trills as well to kind of keep the player in check. And I mean, there's just so much that's happening that you just really need to just stay focused. You cannot let your foot off the gas at any point in time in this map. You just got to continue going and going with these patterns, but not. Oh, that was a nasty break. That dropped them down to the low 99s.
Bro, that being such a dangerous spot to miss on the side of Chodan, especially for Nod's case. That this is literally the first break section of the whole map, so they're not going to build past the combo cap for a substantial amount of time. That is so significant that it's going to cost like way too much here, unless someone on the side of Retirados does miss. So far, Muka having the highest accuracy in the whole lobby so far, and just maintaining that 99.96% accuracy so far. Marcino basically not too far behind, matching the score of Geeks as it turns out so far. And with the cushion, they built off 10,000 points from just the raw accuracies on the side of Chodan alone. There is really going to need to be some sort of change to be marked here as we just get reintroduced to some of these like dense patterns in general that are so stamina just consuming in general, really.
Well, like I said, you can't take your foot off the gas, and Nod finds another break that'll just increase the lead for Retirados. But we are only halfway through this map, ladies and gentlemen, as that stamina might start to wear out after these nasty hand stream sections slowly start to kind of dwindle out, as you don't really get much of breaks in this back half of the map. And I mean, 16,000 points is where we currently stand in difference. And I mean, Gex is still holding up fairly well. 99.82, keeping Marcinho in check. It's just Miuka, 99.94. And this is like the only break you will be getting until the map just continues with that jump stream component. And oh wow, this is absolutely crazy. This is a crazy performance from Retirados. And I mean, Gex trying their hardest to kind of keep Chodan in the game here, but 16,000 is a big score lead to kind of catch up on, but it's definitely possible. We have seen score leads bigger than this dwindle down. It's just going to come down if the anchors on the side of Retirados wants to drop, and we're going to see Marcinho break. That will actually shrink the lead down by roughly 5,000 points or so, but we're going to need more than that. There's another one from Marcinho, but the map is concluding that score lead is slowly but surely sinking in, but it's going to stay at roughly that 7,000 point barrier. We're going to have to see more from Marcinho or Miuka. And
no!
But wait, it might be too late.
No. Not this late, not this late. No, there is no way.
There is like virtually no map left. As at the very end,
God.
just by the skin of their teeth.
Oh my god, that was such a dense performance. Muka getting only 128 perfects. What?
Okay, man.
Okay.
Okay, bro.
But despite that, Retirados accomplishing what they've really needed throughout this whole match so far, getting their first point, just not allowing Chodan to really continue this sweep streak. And now it seems like Retirados is going to have to try and win some more points to really equate themselves with Chodan here as they pick Ellen Free. That is going to be the more technical Ellen map, I'd say. It's going to be Native Fate Memory of Free Festival by Costella. This one being... This map is basically like kind of dense in the fact that it is like really sort of like Jack Shield and Reverse Shield oriented with a lot of bursts as well. It's really like if you remember maps like Clover from MWC 2023, then this map sure is to grind your gears. It is that dense overall.
Yeah, there's just so much and going on with this map.
Yeah,
here we go.
Indeed. Yeah, this map arguably being like closer to LNX in the fact that they are both like relatively similar maps in terms of patterning. This was basically the closest they can get to using LNX, which was likely why it would have been banned from the side of Retirados, as you can see. So it's gonna take a hell of an effort for the side of Retirados to really just try and capitalize off of these remaining Ellen maps in the map pool as well. There's only 2 of them left for Chodan to really use. Can Retirados find themselves getting more points off of these Ellen maps to really make things equal?
It is going to be a battle here, but just waiting for everybody to ready up. Looks like we're going to see, just waiting for a player on the side of Retirados. Are we going to see Breaker, also known as My Angel Kokomi, jump in for this pick? Nope, it's still going to be Miyuchi.
Yeah, seems like lineup on the side of Retirados is not going to be changing. We're going to be seeing Chodan swap out their lineup once again. Going to be seeing Poka and Citra coming for the Ellen map once more. We're going to be seeing Lil Marcinho take a bit of a dip from the lobby as well, and just to come back, we're not going to be seeing any lineup change on the side of Retirados. It's from the looks of it, as this map basically makes a start shortly.
Yeah, just waiting for... And here we go. Underway with this pick.
Indeed. To see who is going to be capitalizing off this map is to be seen. Whether it is still going to be Chodan just winning off of these Ellen picks as we have seen throughout this match so far, or if we're going to be seeing Retirados turn the tables a bit and just simply win off of this. But that early miss from Muka probably going to be spelling a bit of danger for them early on, as so far everyone else is hanging on to the FC. So far it's really just a matter of accuracy. Lil Marcinho holds the highest accuracy in the lobby so far, getting 99.80% accuracy so far, just basically beating out both Poka and Citra. As so far, and Poka taking that miss there, that's just going to bring the lead over to the side of Retirados just by a bit. Just going into the first, just nearly going past the first quarter. There is so much of the map left to play for all of these players that is really going to really tank in their stamina, and we can see that just simply taking a toll on Marcinho as well as they take a miss as well. Going to be bringing Chodan their score advantage going into this first break.
Yeah, but not by much, just roughly 2,000 points, and even less than that, as it's just Citra and Muka right now kind of in that same accuracy field. No, more or less Marcinho and Citra, while Miyuka and Poca Fanboy are still kind of battling out these combos. And there's a break from Citra. The lead will slowly dwindle over to Retirados.
But Miyuka taking that miss, that's just gonna going to make things equal. Only Chodan having a score advantage so far, but their accuracy, but their consistency has appeared to be warning out a bit. This is probably a bit harder than like what they probably would have been used to simply comboing. So this map alone is going to be a very strong testament to anyone's skill. Going past the halfway map, just going past the halfway mark, and both players on the side.
But everyone's missing outside of Miyuka. They are the only one with a 1,000 combo right now, and they need to stay dialed in.
The stakes are insanely high right now on this map, especially about Miyuka taking this. Let's go! No, there's only 1/4 of the map left for all of these players, and so far Chodan getting the score advantage just by a bit, only 1,000 points, but it's just misjudgments that are costing it, as it just simply goes like to any integer. If we see one more miss on the side of Chodan, that's probably gonna be it, because Retirados is simply hanging on. They cannot trade this at the very end now, as this map just slowly closes out. There's not much time left of the map. So far, Citra and Poca hanging on by a thread. If they miss one more time, it's over.
Oh, and Miyuka having a little bit of slider breaks at the end there, but it won't really matter. And Chodan will be taking their 4th point of this match, but it will be Retirados' pick. So there isn't really any harm, no foul there. But it is starting to get pretty dangerous territory, as you do not want to give up a break point here, and they're going to go for their protect. Rice 2.
Saving one of their probably most advantageous maps, or confident maps really, for later. This is probably one of the more ideal places to really pull it out or whip it out, really. Retirados has basically proven the worth on the likes of Crazy Alien, so with the fact that they have protected Rice 2, they definitely have to be just as confident on that map as well. It is precisely 270 BPM jump stream, and it's relatively stamina draining as well, clocking in at around 3 minutes.
Looks like we're gonna see Nod returning for this pick, and it's gonna be the same on the side of Retirados. It's gonna be Marcinho and Miyuka. We are gonna see Gax as well join in for this pick, and here we go.
Gonna be seeing a full team swap out from the side of Chodan again. Gonna be the same exact lineup for both teams that we've seen on Crazy Aliens. So once again, another battle of the extraterrestrials in this tournament. Really, is just a matter of who can not let their team down in terms of consistency. This map definitely requires a ton of it, and a ton of stamina as well, considering that the jump stream mark is so high that it is basically like when you enter like a lesson for just simply playing classical music. You just can't make a single mistake, otherwise it's going to cost you way too much for safety.
Here we go with this pick. And it's pretty much everybody right now holding up, and we're virtually tied there for a second. As pretty much we are still staying virtually tied. It's just Chodan maybe having the better accuracy just by a few 300s or so. But here we go in with the main section of the map. this fast 270 BPM jump stream for most of the map, and Marcinho having the lowest accuracy in the lobby, but in contrast, Yuka having the highest in the lobby, 99.96, while the other players are still roughly in that 99.8 range. As that will conclude that first section there, but in what's a pretty tricky map or this pretty tricky section to kind of transition in and out of as you kind of go into 1/3 there, but not tripping up anybody as you get your first proper break of the map. Less than 2,000 points of difference going into this section. Miyuka still with the highest accuracy, while everybody else is pretty much virtually tied in accuracy. It's just Nod, 99.83. The sheer consistency these players have, they are not willing to just bleed out just any form of accuracy. They are holding on for dear life and just staying dialed in. And here we go, back with these very fast jump streams.
Oh no. Marcinho taking the first drop of the whole lobby. That's just going to give Chodan the lead for the time being, as by about 3,000 points, they have not dropped a single note yet. We are approaching the final core of this map as well, as the score lead just slowly reaches out to the 5,000 point range. And even with Muka's tremendous accuracy score, it has dropped a bit since it began. Now just slowly going under the 99.90% accuracy field. If it's really just down to Chodan to take one more drop, but this is precisely the end of the map. There is not enough difficulty left in this map alone to really give the lead back to Retirados, as they would desperately need it. This could have gone in their direction, but because of the one choke from Marcinho, it precisely cost us so much. And what is that ratio from Yuka?
What?
Oh, no. See, this is what I was saying.
This is what I was saying with Miyuka. They can pretty much play anything and do it with getting like double digits, 300s, or even single digits. That is crazy.
I like how we just said it at the same time, but yeah, it seems like we're going to be seeing Hybrid 1 being picked out, the first hybrids of many, as Chodan is basically just running out of LN options to really choose from. They only have one LN map on the board left, and that's going to be LN4, which I'd assume they would probably be saving it for later if this does end up like being a really neck-and-neck match as well. If we see Retirados just simply like pulling a bit of a reverse sweep as well to bring themselves into the equation, so not all hope is lost for them.
And with Destructive Little Sister, this is a break point here for Chodan, as they are now in even more dangerous territory, as if they win this pick, they will be at a match point situation and have the opportunity to knock out Retirados, an absolute gauntlet of a team out of this tournament. But it's not over until it's over. So there will definitely be a challenge. It's just hopefully that Retirados can stay on and just kind of minimize the drops here.
Absolutely. That is basically the one thing that Retirados really needs going into a hybrid map like this, considering the fact that this map is basically a mixture of like all the nightmares you could imagine in a map. Like, it's got like some of these insanely like fast, like bloody LN density patterns, and it also has a lot of very technical patterns as well as these anchors that you just see very early on. It's really just a matter of who is going to be hanging on the best out of the best as we go into this jump stream course. As we can see, it switches between jump stream and LN density just a bit, and so far it seems like Chodan has the upper hand by only mere hundreds of points. So it seems like so far there must have been, and Nuka taking the first miss that's just going to secure the lead for Chodan for the time being, but Geeks trades it back, and so does Marcino. Going into this first break just before the first chorus hits. Or at least like the place where you see some souls happening.
Yeah, it's only Poker Fanboy now with the full combo, as all the combos kind of dropped pretty early on in the map. Marcino finding another break and another. That'll just increase the lead now to 14,000 points as the map starts to get more dense with some walls starting to be thrown in now with this chart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here comes a full inverse section, inverse hybrid that kind of goes into that kind of transitions into a more of a jump stream section, and that caught off Poker Fanboy by quite a wide margin. That dropped them down to 99.6, and now the score lead is less than 7,000 points.
Yeah, the fact that this is slowly approaching the final core of the map itself, there's still so much room for error as this map just still switches up a bit. We've got just this final break happening before we just get into the final core. So far, Chodan has a lead of nearly 6,000 points, and going into like this relatively dense like project section with anchors, they're going to go into this final course, which just consists of even more jump stream and some element density with some very dense bursts here. Can Chodan remain just unhit? But it seems like so far they are pulling through, and there has not been another mistake on their side again. Just securing the match point first. Retirados still on only 1 point.
Oh my goodness. But it is their pick. They have the opportunity to kind of ease things out. But I mean, you gotta win a grand total of 5 maps in a row. I mean, we've seen it happen. We have seen it happen before where a team has came back from a pretty bad deficit and went on to win the match. So
indeed,
we're gonna have to see, will that happen? I mean, they have a lot of rice picks to choose from. So they could go for some of the more speed-based rice. And they're going to go for the Odzo map. They're going to go for Rice 7, so the more mixed dump tech kind of chart. I believe this is a collaboration between DZ and YuEast, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be a collab between Odzo and YuEast, I believe. Going to be basically a spiritual successor to Idol from MWC semifinals last year. Yeah, we basically...
If you know anything about Odzo, is that they try their best to make things pretty much impossible to combo. If you have paid any attention to any of the World Cup stuff, you know that Odzo likes to make maps that basically just tanks at your combo and is extremely hard to act. I believe that one map from qualifiers was probably the biggest outstander for something like that. I believe it was the Hitogata map from MWC 2024. I know lots of players were struggling with trying to hold on combo with that. Didn't you place first on that?
Yeah, the UK team placed first on it, but we still lost quarterfinals. But
that's why they're the GOAT. This year is your year. Yeah. Don't worry.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not playing this year, so who am I to tell, really? Fairs. I guess we'll just have to like wait and see, and like just practically half a year to see like what happens. But despite that, going to be seeing Rice 7 kick off as we see Flandel basically making a start now. So far, everyone just comboing through the map as it is. So far, no mistakes to be seen. Everyone has some relatively high accuracy. It's just Marcino and Nod that are basically matched for the time being in terms of accuracy, and so far Retirados has the slimmest of advantages in the score gap as well, just only having like nearly 1,000, but just some of these mere like misjudgments are just simply bringing the score lead down onto the side of Chodan. Now with the score flickering between each other on both of these teams' end. They really just need to pull it and just simply like just yank it onto their side if they really want to be able to like at least guarantee some sort of like cushion to work with for the time being, going past the first quarter and going into this first course, as we can see here.
Yeah, where some of these more jack-based patterns start to be incorporated in with these kind of dump sections, as they're extremely hard to handle when it comes to transitioning in and out of them. And I mean, Myuka has been staying extremely consistent and same with everybody else. And in with a little bit of a bursty section now, it's just been a tug of war between the score now. And it's everyone in the 99.8 range. Lowest accuracy from Marcinho, 99.81, kind of keeping Nod in check, while Myuka is keeping Gex in check. And we are nearing the halfway mark of this map, as, ooh, that lead is starting to stay more on the side of Retirados. I believe it's because of Gex dropping that accuracy a bit down into the low 99.8 to high 99.7 actually, as everyone is still holding up fairly solid. It's just now this lead is stabilizing in Retirados' favor.
Absolutely. So far, basically no one can blink anymore. It's either Chodan just ends this match once and for all and just simply repeats history by beating Retirados out of the tournament, or we see Retirados managing to secure at least some life in this tournament as they reach close to the end of their tournament run here, as we can see. So far, going into this polyrhythmic section, it seems like we are now greased into the final break of the whole map before we see the final course roll out. And that is where matters are sure to change, where we're going to be seeing a miss from anyone, really. It's going to be a bloodshed of an accuracy battle. I can already foresee it, like already, and so far no one taking a single drop. It's just these dense like tech bursts along with these jacks that can really just throw anyone off, and there is really not much time of the map left. Can we see Retirados at least getting their second point to at least keep themselves in the equation, or are we going to be seeing Chodan bring it back and end the match once and for all? There is only a few seconds left.
I don't think there's enough time. Even if there was a break here, I don't think it would be enough time to swing the lead over, and there's practically no map left. It's only just this section, and yeah, a 1991 team score from Retirados. Oh my god, 997 Myuka. And a 994 for, I'm pretty sure everybody 990'd that pick.
Jeez. That really just goes to show how insane like all these players are when it comes to Rise. Just the fact that no one had even missed. It was just mere bads that really like sort of like took a toll on some people's accuracies. But that said, it's going to be Chodan's pick next. And they're going to be going out for LN4, saving the best for the late game. Their one, probably most confident pick to really just poke into the shields of Retirados. It's either they seal their fate, or actually no, that wasn't their protect. It's either they seal Retirados' fate here and right now, or Retirados is going to pull the impossible and win off of LN4.
Yeah, here we go, underway with LN4. It is going to be the map of all time. This is the map that we were kind of talking about, how it is probably one of the hardest long note maps that this tournament has ever seen. Imperial just kind of goes crazy on this map. If I'm thinking of the right one, I believe I am.
Yeah, it's a LN wildcard, so it has like a bunch of technical patterns scattered throughout, but also a lot of like coordination and density thrown in as well. So you're really gonna have to like keep switching between each of those passes for approximately 3 minutes, and the map is so difficult as well.
And it's going to be the dynamic duo of Marcinho and Myuka for this pick, while it's going to be Poker Fanboy and Citra for this. And here we go, potentially the last pick of this match. But here we go. LN4, A Desire to Disappear. And, oh man, 3 minutes of just hell.
Indeed. This is like literally one of those like maps that can really give like a player just a sole desire to disappear. Not that I'm encouraging it or anything. Please don't hold that against me. But so far as we can see, this is probably going to be one of the most corniest things I've said this whole match. But Retirados with the desire to stay in the equation. This is they have to win on this map. They have no other option left except if they win this, they have a lot of the Rice maps and also some of these hybrids left to pick against Chodan. If we see this reverse happen, Retirados really is going to need to pull out all the stops here if they want to be able to remain in this tournament and to be able to contest against Chodan here, who has proved so significantly how incredible their players and their abilities and capabilities are. Such a dense match to go into this finals bracket, and especially with a technical section, it seems like Chodan is not far ahead of Retirados until that one miss review was going to cost the lead to go about 3,000 points in Chodan's favor. They're going past the back of the map. They really need to try and account for some of these harder patterns, to try and like potentially hope that someone on Chodan misses, because it's not happened so far at all.
But I mean, there is still lots of map left to go. We're only halfway done with this.
Oh.
So there is still lots of map to go, and ooh. Yeah, that is a break from Poca Fanboy. Now that lead is going to be in the triple digits nearly, and if you wanted somebody to miss, that would be Poca Fanboy, as they have been an absolute gauntlet for the team. And now it's just Citra and Marcinho, pretty much with almost the exact same accuracy. Now Miyuka, not too far behind from Poca Fanboy. It is getting insanely close, almost less than 1,000 points of difference. Heading into the final quarter of that. There's another break from Poca Fanboy. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Now that lead is back in Retirados' favor, but they cannot take their foot off the gas. They need to brute force it till the end of the map. They cannot afford a miss or anything at all. They just have to continue. Stay dialed in as they are. Miyuka is putting up one hell of a performance right now, and just as long as Marcinho can hold on as well. There's another break from Citra, and it's only Marcinho. Oh my goodness, are they going to bring it back? Are they going to do it? It's starting to look like they will, and they're going to bring it back. It is going to be 6-3. And a break point.
This is precisely what I was talking about right here. Retirados getting the point off of Chodan's final Ellen map. Now that this was their final option, and they managed to nab it right from their opportunities, as both players on the side of Chodan had missed. Even with the few slider breaks that Miyuka had taken, it was just not enough. They managed to secure themselves in the tournament for just a bit longer, and now they have to just win 3 more maps to be able to force the tiebreaker, as there is no going back here. Gonna probably go for at least one of these Rice maps that are left on the board. There are still so many, and it seems like they're gonna be going Rice 6. Oh boy.
Yeah, did they immediately pick?
Wait. No, they didn't pick Rice 6.
They have Rice 1, Rice 4, and Rice 6. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe Rice 4, honestly. If you're going to go for a Rice pick, Rice 4 is the way to go. It is a sheer Jack pick, jump Jack. That is definitely a soft spot for Miyuka to just absolutely dominate. But the question is, will Marcinho be able to stay up to the caliber of Miyuka, as this is a team effort? But I mean, there's also some others as well.
Absolutely, and just knowing
it's either. I'm thinking either Rice 1 or Rice 4. Honestly, is the way to go.
Yeah, probably. And it
And-
seems like they're
oh,
gonna be
wow.
going Rice 6.
Okay, so just not going to they're just gonna completely go with the opposite of what I said. Okay, got it.
I
But
think they are onto something, I'd say.
yeah, this is a down-rated map, by the way. This map was way too hard on base rate, so they had to down-rate it.
Yeah, Heavenly Net Breakthrough World by Kamui. A very, very technical map. This is one of the final this is the last Rise Tech map that they have on the board. It is literally one of the hardest, like, tech maps that they have on board as well, knowing the fact that it is very, very, like, control heavy as well. Like, it's got a lot of these, like, really, like, sort of, it's got, like, these patterns that look more straightforward at first, but then you realize that playing those straightforward patterns are just a literal pain in the butt, and that is what I think they're going for here. Retirados is probably going to be trying to throw Chodan off with these kinds of patterns as well. This is exactly what they need to be able to try and capitalize off of the remaining options they got. They have only a few left on the board. Only 2 Rice and 2 hybrids. And using one of the final Rice maps, this is the final technical map that they have on board. Marcinho taking that early miss. It's going to be bringing the lead to Chodan very, very early. And Marcinho taking another miss. It's going to give Chodan about 10,000 points of a lead, pushing 13,000.
And this is a short map as well. It's only 2 minutes long. But this map has so much packed into it where I think you can probably afford something like this, just opening up, and just as long as you can just continue that accuracy, or just continue that combo, and just pray an absolute collapse happens on the side of Chodan, then it seems entirely possible, but the chances are fairly slim.
Absolutely, and knowing the fact that we have seen Chodan being very, very consistent throughout a lot of these picks, they have won on 2 of the Rice maps from earlier, whereas now Retirados is going to have to try and turn the tables. They have hardly any other option left. They only managed to skim out of LN4 just by a bit, miraculously. So they're really going to have to try and pull out their best peak effort on this map as well. This has so many of these mini jacks that just get thrown at you, and so far the score lead is not changing, and still just shin deep into Chodan's side, as we get a lot of these like really abrasive jacks as well as these incredibly awkward trails. There's only 1/4 of the map left, and if we don't see a single break on the side of Chodan in this map, then that is probably going to be it for the side of Retirados, and that is something they cannot afford right now.
There's only really one major section left, and it's right here. And that will pretty much wrap up the map. But I mean, it can most definitely happen, but the chances are very, very slim, as Gex and Nod have just been putting the pedal to the metal, and as the map is concluding, it's not going to be enough. And Chodan will be taking this match 7-3. And a V1 double S from Gex. What are you doing? This is finals. You can't be doing this.
No, but Muka with only 62 perfects on this as well. And just 2 greats.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my. And look at that score from Miyuka. 62 300s. 2 200s. Oh my god.
How do you pull something off like that? But despite all the efforts that Retirados had pulled through this whole gauntlet of a tournament, it is unfortunately not going to be enough, as Chodan reigns victorious once again, rewriting history from the round of 16 match. Despite the tiebreaker not going full through, it is going to be Chodan advancing into the finals conditionals, facing off against the winner of Girlfriend ASMR vs Girls Band Cry, Seed 3 and Seed 15 respectively.
Yeah, and that will be and that match will actually be at 5 UTC. So we'll be figuring out who Chodan will be versing in the next conditional match. And also, Chodan has guaranteed a podium placement on the podium. They have guaranteed themselves a bronze medal at the minimum, as they have just secured themselves in the top 3. Wow. Will Girlfriend ASMR or Girls Band Cry, will they be next? We're gonna have to find. Actually, no, they have to win their conditional in order to be top 3. Right now, they're top 4, I believe. So they are just 1 win away from reaching the podium, but they're gonna have to see if they can take it up against either Girlfriend ASMR or Girls Band Cry. The battle of the girls. But with that, we are going to be wrapping up now. It has been one hell of a match, and I mean, if this is what we're going to see, I can't wait for these next 2 matches. It is going to be insane. And with that, Epic Man, do you have anything else to close the stream with?
And nothing much, really. I enjoyed how this match went. It definitely could have gone so tight, just much more tighter as it was, but with how things are looking, I am very anticipating these next matches. But once again, the pleasure's been mine for commentating. We would like to thank all of you for watching, and thank you, Sunny, for joining alongside me in commentary by a clutch, and we will see you in the next episode. Peace.
I'm going back to bed. Bye.
Bye.